Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful goddess. Welcome back to the Redo You podcast. And this week, I'm talking about creating a first aid kit for your emotional well-being. I was teaching a class the other day and one of the participants asked me, what do I do when I get triggered, when I'm having a bad day? And so I shared with her this idea of creating for yourself an emotional first aid kit. Because the thing is, when we're triggered, when we're elevated and agitated, we aren't able to think clearly. It's really hard to remember your tools and to remember how to take care of yourself. And I have a couple of things that I do. So on my laptop, I actually have a post-it note there to remind me if I get triggered doing something on my computer. And it has little steps on there like breathing, getting up and taking a walk, making a cup of tea, doing a meditation. And so those are really good ways to remind myself in the moment on the computer. But another thing you can do is you can actually create yourself a first aid kit. Let's say you're going into a situation, like maybe you know that on Monday you've got a meeting or a situation that's going to take place that's causing you anxiety already. You can create a first aid kit to take for yourself to that meeting. And so I'm going to share some of the things that I have in my other emotional first aid kits. And one of them is being cozy. So putting on, this is my favorite Wannakomi hoodie, putting on comfy, cozy clothes and making myself feel like you're having a hug. Another one is to use the butterfly hug, which is where you take your opposite hands on your shoulders and give yourself little strokes. And this is a beautiful somatic practice. Doing this cross body really helps to connect to the vagus nerve, which helps us then to get back into our resting state. So activating, gosh, I'm forgetting now which one it is, the sympathetic or the parasympathetic nervous system. The one that's not fight or flight. Doesn't matter what it's called. You just need to know, trust me, believe me, that this stuff works. Another thing that goes into my little first aid kit is this beautiful worry crystal that was once gifted to me. And it's got a little dimple in it. And so you can rub that, put that in your pocket, just hold that, remind yourself. You can also look at it. You know, crystals always have such beautiful veins and such in them. And so you can gaze upon it and use that visual stimulation to help calm yourself. Another beautiful thing is using essential oils. So having this is a high-grade lavender essential oil, and you can put that in a diffuser or you can dab that on your wrists or just grab the bottle and smell it. And then another major thing in my first aid is Brenda. Brenda is my teddy bear from when I was a little girl. And so I sleep with Brenda every night. Those of you that have been following my adventures know that she came to Tuktoyaktuk on the drive with Johnny and I. But cuddling your teddy bear can also really help. Another huge thing for me is getting out in nature. Recently, it's been absolutely freezing though, so going out for a walk really hasn't been something that I've wanted to do. But looking out the window and soaking in that nature, if you can, get outside, hug a tree. Take a moment to write down a list of what might go into your emotional first aid kit. It's different for everyone. Now, another thing that you can do in an earlier episode, I'll drop it in the show notes because I don't remember which one. I work us through a guided body scan. That can really help. So make a list of things that can go in different emotional first aid kits for you. And have them ready to deploy, and that way you're setting yourself up for success. You're taking care of yourself Because you, beautiful goddess, you are the keeper of your energy. And so you get to take that job incredibly seriously and to make taking care of you a priority, because that's what this podcast is all about. It's all about you, because you are the most important, most beautiful, most wonderful person in this world. Have a fabulous day. I love you. Mwah. Bye, Brenda. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo You podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review, and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.